to another video. Now today's video is kind of just a quick one. I didn't know what to do and I didn't really want to do another makeup look for you guys. I feel like I've done loads of them. I will do more, but I just wanted to mix it up for you guys. So I'm actually going to do the throwback tag. I'm not going to include all of the questions that are on the site I've gone on because I don't have access to some of the stuff. But I'll do the majority of them for you guys. So if you want to join me on a little bit of a throwback tour, then keep on watching. So the first one is, what year were you born in? So I was born in 1996, so I'm a little 90s baby. And I was born on the 20th of July, which is actually the same day as my cousin's birthday. So yeah, I was early as well, so I was meant to be born in August, so I was a few weeks early. So the next one is, do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger, and if you do, show them? So I do have more photos than what I'm going to show you, but I just couldn't dig them out. So the first one I'm going to show you, my godmother actually put into a little frame for my 21st, and that is me as a baby. So that, by the looks of that, that's me when I'm probably a week old, something like that. I had come out of hospital, but that's me when I was a baby. The next one is me looking rather grumpy as a very young child. And sorry to say guys, I'm not a natural ginger, but that is me rather grumpy, rather annoyed and pissed off. I didn't want my photo being taken. And the next one is more recent. That was my final year at school, so year 11. Less grumpy, but God, what was going on with my eyebrows? Like, come on. Anyway, so yeah, those are the photos that I've got to show you guys. So the third one is, what TV shows did you grow up watching? I kind of grew up watching loads of different TV shows. I remember from an early age I always used to watch wrestling with Dad, and I still watch wrestling, just not with Dad. Because he works night shift and obviously wrestling is on early hours of the morning. I don't watch it with him anymore, we record it. But I remember watching that with Dad, and me and Dad used to disobey the whole do not try this at home, and would have wrestling matches when I was a kid. I also remember watching Scooby-Doo. Over here, Scooby-Doo came out quite late. So when I went on my family holiday to America, I had only just started watching Scooby-Doo. I became literally obsessed with him. And they did a show in the States where it had Santa and Shrek and Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. We must have watched this show 100 times just because I love Scooby-Doo and because I was trying to convince Shrek to give me a kiss. Don't ask me why, but apparently that was the thing. So yeah, I remember watching them. I obviously watched other things. I watched quite a lot of Disney films, and that's why I'm obsessed with Disney. But I definitely remember watching them too. So the next one is, what did you want to be when you were younger, growing up? And do you still want to be that? So from the age of 3, I always said I wanted to be a vet, but I referred to it as an animal doctor. And actually I wanted to be that right up until college, and then I realised just how much money is involved with getting that career and how much debt I would be in. So I chose my backup, I mean, it would be nice to still follow that route. Maybe not as a veterinary surgeon, but as a veterinary nurse. So I would still like to do that and go down that option. But maybe when I'm in a better financial situation where I wouldn't be in so much debt by doing it. So the next one is, what were your favourite toys to play with? So when I was really young, my mum brought me the little yellow and red car that you used to sit in and walk around to move it, and I used to love that, and actually I believe we still have that. Not that I can fit in it, mind you, but I believe we still have that. It's something my mum won't get rid of. A lot of the toys I used to play with that you can't find anymore, she won't get rid of. Another one was a little like table that I used to sit like up to. I actually used to put it over my lap because I was that small, and you could draw on it. You got a little pencil that you could draw on it, but then you got like a slider thing that used to go across the screen, and you'd take it across one way and take it back, and it completely wiped the drawing you did, and you could just do that all day long. And I'm quite an artsy crafty person now, but that helped me when I was little to get into the arts and crafts. Another thing which I'm pretty sure we still have is something my granddad gave me. It was a little computer, and you got little floppy disks back in the day when floppy disks existed, and you'd put them in and it'd come up with different games. Each floppy disk had a different game on it, and you'd use the computer keyboard and mouse to play these games, and it was just a way for me to get into technology but enjoy the games, and I loved playing that, and it's got a lot of sentimental value. So those were the sort of toys I played with when I was a kid, not that they exist anymore. So the next one is 3 songs you loved to listen to as a child. So I can't remember 3, I can remember 2. Well, a song and a band that I used to listen to as a kid. So the song was Atomic Kitten Whole Again, and I used to have like a microphone on a stand. Mum would put it on the TV, or it would come on the TV on like Top of the Pops, and I'd be stood there with my microphone and stand singing. Let's just say my singing as a child was absolutely atrocious, so I wouldn't want to dig out any of those videos if Mum still has them. And the band is Boyzone. Anything Boyzone I would happily listen to, dance to, and try to sing to. So yeah, they were like the songs and the music that I listened to as a child. So the next one is, what was one funny thing you dressed up as for Halloween when you was younger? So I didn't really dress up as anything funny. Like, I used to always dress up as like a witch. But one year, like when I was slightly older, it wasn't when I was like stupidly young, I made my dad dress up as Dracula. I dressed up as a devil in a little red cat suit and the horns, and I made my dog dress up as a devil. And actually we went trick-or-treating, and the dog got more than what I did. So he either got treats or he got money for treats. And he had his own little like trick-or-treat basket. It was ridiculous, but loved that Halloween, and I always remember that one, just because I made everyone dress up, including the dog. So the next one is, tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young. So the one that I always remember, and for me it's quite funny, for my dad it's not so funny. So he was tormenting me and teasing me. I must have been about 3. and I kept telling him to stop. My mum kept telling him to stop, but would he listen? No. So the closest thing to me was a metal ring binder. I just picked it up and whacked him round the face. I split his eyebrow open and like blood was everywhere. But it definitely taught him not to tease me, and it definitely proved that I was violent from a really young age, which probably isn't a good idea. So the next one is, what's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? So for me, I don't like spiders. I'm getting over my fear now that I'm older. I will tackle the really, really tiny spiders that get into the house. Anything bigger, I run a mile. And there are photos to prove that on Facebook. But the one thing I remember is I was sat in the living room of our old house, and this whacking, for me, it was a whacking great big spider, came out of nowhere, and I ran. And this spider, for some reason, followed. I ended up, like, being on the floor somehow. This spider was, like, coming towards me. It looked like Aragorn from bloody Harry Potter. And I ended up sitting in the dry cat food. And then, out of nowhere, my little black cat came and pounced on it and killed it. And I was like, oh my god, my cat is a lifesaver. I thought I was going to die. For me at the time, it was ridiculously scary, but looking back on it now, it was so stupid. Like, this spider wasn't going to kill me, I know that. But at the time, I was literally petrified for my life. So that is probably the scariest thing I remember happening to me as a child. And the final one is, how is the world now different from how it was when you were a child? So the world is so much different now. Like, even this country is just so much different now from when I was a kid. I mean, a lot of the things that I grew up with don't exist anymore, which is kind of sad, but obviously times are changing. But life was easier as a child. Feelings didn't get in the way, for starters, and I didn't have the responsibilities I have now. But I'm glad I grew up. I've made so many new friends from all over the world that I keep in contact with. I've explored part of the world, mainly Europe. I've met some incredible people that I hope to see very soon. And it sort of made me realise that dreams don't always come true. And the dreams I had as a child haven't come true. But it doesn't mean you can't dream. It just means you have to put reality into context when you're dreaming. So yeah, the world has changed massively, and it will do. Like, in another 20 odd years it will change massively. I mean, when I was a kid, the price of Freddo was like 10p. Now it's like 25. So, you know, and you could buy 1p sweets when I was a kid. So yeah, that's how the world has changed since I was a kid. So that's it for this throwback video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and all of my social media will be linked down below as usual. Please don't forget to give it a like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!